Hey guys, it's me BaoFam here, and today I'm making a tutorial on what to use your currency on in Honkai Impact. So first off, there's crystals. This is the most important currency in the game, and this is just used to roll for supplies and Valkyries and Stigmatas. You should only use these to roll for Valkyries and Stigmatas. Never use them in the logistics terminal to buy any of this. Don't ever buy this stuff with crystals. So the next most important currency is Asterite. It's this thing in the top right here. These are used to get SP Valkyrie fragments and to rank them up, and this is their most important use, to be honest, because a lot of SP Valkyries are way stronger at SSS rank than S rank, and they're especially not very viable until SS rank. So you should always be using these to buy fragments. So right now I'm trying to level up Cosmic Expression to SSS. Generally, I only try to buy like one Valkyrie at a time per week because these are pretty limited, and these are pretty expensive as well. The only other thing I'd say you should be using your Asterite on is Mind Stones to level up elves, as well as these SC medals. Now, I know for a lot of new players this is not accessible yet, but what this is used to do is to upgrade weapons past just 5 stars. This is a pretty limited material, so you really want to buy these once you get the chance. And then for AE Imaginons and Phase Shifters, I'd only really buy these with Asterites if you're really down low and you need these to upgrade Stigmatas, but these are usually like pretty accessible in other shops, like for example, the open world quests, and also you can find them in like the co-op shop as well. So I wouldn't buy these unless you really need them. And also, unless you're using AE Imaginons to like make weapons, you should only use these to craft Honkai shards for weapons as well. Next is the coin shop. Coins are easily the most accessible material in the game. Generally, I only use them on Twin Soul Crystals to upgrade weapons / Stigmatas. I would never buy XP just with them because these are like really easy to get. These I would buy a lot of. In fact, I'm gonna buy some right now. This is used to reroll affixes on Stigmatas, and if you don't know what affixes are, they're kind of like artifact substats in Genshin Impact. Imagine if you could reroll until you got crit rate and crit damage in Genshin Impact. That's kind of like the same thing here. Let me show an example really fast. So here I have my Cosmic Expression, and this affix is like, it's okay, but it really isn't that good. You can use these to reroll the affix and then aim for better ones. Generally, I just use these to reroll 10 times and then look for the affixes that I want. Just a really quick guide. Usually you want to aim for the Valkyrie type damage bonus as well as their Valkyrie elemental type bonus, something like that. Or just flat attack bonus as well, that works too. But usually you want their type bonuses first. Next is the Elysian shop. This is just used to buy like whatever bonuses you can get from the Elysian realm. Generally, just buy everything you can. This is a very abundant material, so I literally just buy like everything I could in a week. You can also get these like rank up fragments stamps with them. They're actually very good. It's just that these Valkyries aren't meta anymore, unfortunately, so I don't actually grind for them, but you could get them if you have no other like DPS options at the moment. But otherwise, just buy everything here if you can. Now here's the War Treasury. You get this Ancient Willpower from Memorial Arena, as well as Ancient Legacy from level 70 plus Memorial Arena. I would only get Miracle Magical Girl fragments, as well as Jade Knight fragments. I would not get any other fragments. I do like to buy these advanced skill materials every week, but otherwise, don't buy anything else. And don't spend Asterite on this either. This is a very accessible material. Here's the Mirage store. This is just used to buy these crystallites, which are used to forge Stigmatas. Generally, I don't like using Aether Fuel to buy this stuff. However, if you do have a lot of like random crystallites, you can use them to make more Aether Fuel. And to get Aether Fuel, you get them from playing Universal Mirage. But generally, just use these to craft Stigmata, because you need both Aether Fuel and crystallites to craft Stigmata. But if you have an excess of Aether Fuel, then feel free to use them to buy like any of these crystallites. Here's the Armada terminal. I basically say that anything here goes except for the coins. Honestly, you can buy any of these if you want. I like buying dorm supply cards because they're fun to pull with. The optimal buy is probably these Honkai shards, but I just like gambling, so I always go for the dorm supply cards. And also, you get these ranger creds from doing sim battles, contributing to your Armada. So basically, just anything that helps your guild out. Here's the master shop. This is not applicable at all if you're not a sensei in this game, which is essentially just like a glorified teacher. But you don't actually do anything as a teacher. But once you get a cadet, you can start using these school inspector emblems on any of these materials you want. Honestly, any of them are good. You probably want to go for these Honkai shards first because these have value. Like, so they're called value because they're discounted in this shop. And then otherwise, any of these things you just buy whenever you need them. So just buy as you go. You can also just buy this if you want. I'm just gonna buy it actually because it's kind of funny. In the logistics terminal, I'd say just buy only materials and elf fragments here. Like this is a pretty good deal. This is actually, I'm gonna buy this. This is a pretty good deal. You could buy this if you wanted. I don't really like buying fragments here though because they're pretty outdated fragments. I don't need this elf either. And maybe if you're a new player and you don't plan on buying any elves, then these will be fine. Exchange shop. Now this one is to get like old premium stigmatas and weapons. In order to buy anything in this shop, you have to use either stigma resonance or weapon resonance, and this is used from salvaging or converting like premium weapons, right? So you really only need to use this shop once you have a surplus of like rare stigmatas and weapons. Watch my gear recommendation video if you don't know what to buy from this shop. Otherwise, just don't bother with it until you know what you're doing. Here is the dorm shop. You get these work point cards from doing dorm errands every day, so make sure to always be doing that. Always spend them on these crystallums first because you can use these in the BP shops to get like Einstein's Taurus or even premium stigmatas. And then there's also these dorm supply cards. Just get them because it's a gamble. My priority is usually these first, and then this because I like to gamble, and then either Einstein's Taurus or Asterites. Now this is a very, very important currency in the late game. The only other method to get these other than events and like this shop is to salvage your rare weapons and to get weapon stigmata or weapon resonance. And if you're wondering what they're used for, they're used to upgrade like these weapons to 6 stars or like 5.5 stars, etc. These are basically used for all the pre-armed weapons. And you require a flat 100 Einstein's Taurus every time. Here is the Witch's Corridor. I don't think any new players will be using this anytime soon because in order to get these Witch Orbs and Pure Witch Orbs, you have to max out a Valkyrie and then convert excess fragments into these currencies. So I wouldn't worry about the shop until you know what you're doing. And then finally there's a supply shop. You just get these from rolling in the supply. Basically, don't get any of these fragments to be honest. They're actually pretty bad. I would only get Asterites or this normal crystal core or save for these rank up stamps. Or you can get the Cyrodian Elf too. But generally these are more important, like the Asterite and these crystal cores, because these three are kind of out of the meta now. So yeah. Here's the Witch's Corridor. I don't think any new players will be using this anytime soon, because in order to get these Witch Orbs and Pure Witch Orbs, you have to max out a Valkyrie and then convert excess fragments into these currencies. So I wouldn't worry about the shop until you know what you're doing. And then finally there's a supply shop. You just get these from rolling in the supply. Basically, don't get any of these fragments to be honest. They're actually pretty bad. I would only get Asterites or this normal crystal core or save for these rank up stamps. Or you can get the Cyrodian Elf too. But generally these are more important, like the Asterite and these crystal cores, because these three are kind of out of the meta now. So yeah.